The SNP's plans to reduce the working week in Scotland has been attacked as absolutely mind-numbingly excruciating by the Scottish Conservatives, who have warned it would blow a huge £2.5 billion hole in the country's already fragile economy. Last month at the SNP's annual conference, party members voted overwhelmingly in favour of a 4-day working week by a margin of 1,136 votes to 70, calling on the Scottish Government to launch a review of working practices in Scotland, including the possibility of a 4-day week. A resolution at the conference conference calls on the Scottish Government to undertake a review into how working practices should be adapted to meet the needs of the future economy, including the possibility of a 4-day working week and more support for people to work from home or closer to home, with a view to reform when Scotland gains full control of employment rights. But Nicola Sturgeon's party would only be able to enforce the plan if it becomes party policy if and when Scotland gains independence from the rest of the UK, as employment law in the country is currently controlled by Westminster. The move has sparked a furious reaction from the Scottish Conservative Party, who have raged it would cost the public sector £2.5 billion alone, that would pile huge costs onto the likes of under-pressure services such as the NHS, schools, police, fire and prisons. The Tories claim this would cost the NHS an extra £1.5 billion, the education system would need an extra £430 million, police would require £431 million, the fire service would need another £108 million and the prison service would need an extra £43 million, all before cuts to staff salaries or public services. Shadow Cabinet Secretary for the Economy Maurice Golden told Express, "This is an absolutely ludicrous plan that would cost Scotland £2.5 billion. At the height of the pandemic, how can we possibly be considering additional costs without the associated benefits is just absolutely mind-numbingly excruciating. It beggars belief that this is being actively considered by the SNP. I am an economist and I can't see this being a good idea at any time, but particularly at this time when we have an unheralded economic shock to the system. To try and change working practices so dramatically, to add vast costs onto our NHS, schools, police, fire or prison service, seems entirely out of keeping with rational economic thought."